Right, everybody. Friday continues here on the Morning Brew. And in this case, the brew is all about beer. And Amber, Howie Kaibel is here, and he brought beer.
Yeah.
That's all I need to say, right?
Yeah.
Howie
beer. Happy Friday.
Hey, thank you, Howie.
Happy Friday.
Howie Kaibel is community manager for Yelp. Yelp.com here in town.
Which just launched in Hong Kong 2 days ago.
Woo!
Seriously.
Nice.
Hong Kong is now Yelpified. And we are
Yelpified, I
excited.
like that.
Yeah, it's really exciting. Hong Kong has over 1,200 skyscrapers, more than double what is the number in New York City. It is a sprawling, massive, wonderful place to find local businesses, and it's gonna be fun to see this take off in Hong Kong.
Oh, yeah. Well,
But that's not why we're here.
okay, we're here for the beer.
We're here to talk about the West Side and how great it is and how beer is exploding out there. And we have someone who's been with one of those businesses that just opened a brewery called Brewery. It's connected to Nicky V's. And it's just a great story. I'd just love for you to tell us about it, Schuyler.
Yeah, absolutely. We're just getting started right now. Actually, we're still even in the processes of getting the business license. But about 4 years ago, we opened up a pizza restaurant on the West Side, Nicky V's Pizzeria, and great little place, like little small, community-oriented, personalized pizzas,
Yeah.
you know, with that personal touch. And about back in just the end of last year, we started working on plans for a brewery in itself, little microbrewery, and we happened to open it up right next door in the space next to it, so it's all connected through it. So we have a tap room waiting to open up as soon as the licensing gets going, but all the beer you can get right now, we're already brewing, we're already entering them in competitions and sampling them out at all kinds of different events, and you can get them at Nicky V's right now.
And you're already winning
Great.
competitions.
Right, we are already winning. We just took gold for our IPA at the fair
Great.
right now.
Nice
so
job.
That's a huge win.
that was a big
That
thing for
is.
us,
Like fresh out of the gate.
yeah. Right out of the gate,
Wow.
we're coming out strong.
The story of the
Schuyler.
brewery is a little convoluted, but it's the name of the brewery is an awesome story. Can you tell that
Yeah,
really
no,
quickly?
it's actually really cool how it worked out. So we've been planning on opening up a brewery for a long time, but we couldn't actually find a space available. We've been putting in a lot of bids for leases, but just nothing was really working out. Plus, we had a few other things in the works that were really just kind of like tying up like all our hands that we had. And so, but then the guy that actually owns the building that we're located in right now, he was looking to sell it and move on. But before he sold it, since we've been with him for so long, we're kind of his cornerstone business. So there was an empty space right next to us, and he knew that we were looking to expand. So he came to us with a ridiculous deal that was just like looking to help us out before he left to expand a little bit. So we ended up just pulling the trigger on that little space and getting brewery equipment and things. But the interesting thing is that where we are is not zoned for brewing alcohol. So we had to get special permission from the city with special stipulations to actually brew it. And one of the stipulations was that our batch size could only be a certain size, which was 99 gallons. But when you break that down into the size of kegs, it actually ends up being 3.145 kegs. So since being right next to the pizzeria
Perfect.
with that number, Pie Brewing.
Love
PI.
it.
Yep.
It's awesome.
It's just PI.
Yeah, just pie.
Yeah.
Makes it simple.
That makes sense.
Love it.
Exactly.
Yeah, it
Totally makes sense.
I love hearing about how the names of businesses are inspired by real business
Sure.
events, things that happen, and sculpted. It must have been cool when you found that out.
Is beer a hot category on Yelp?
Beer is a huge category on Yelp, absolutely. The brew scene in Albuquerque is blowing up, and actually we've decided, Yelp and Uber came together with Local IQ, and we talked about how the West Side is really getting some great activity now. There's a lot happening over there. Let's celebrate it. So this coming Thursday, October 2nd, from 7 to 9 p.m., you can go to 4 different breweries. You can go to Pie, Marble Brewery's West Side Tap Room, Broken Bottle, and Boxing Bear. And you show them, either check in on Yelp or show them your Uber receipt, and you can get $1 off a beer. There's also a promotion or an Uber code for it. You can get your $20 off your first ride if you type in NM Brewfest on your Uber app. But the important thing here, with Uber being the component of it, is West Side is vast. It's sprawling. There's a lot, there's a lot of distance between some of these places. We want you to be safe, so that's why we've connected with Uber. And obviously, Local IQ wants to really bring in a bigger community. They know they've focused a lot on downtown, but they really want to embrace the West Side too.
Good. Well, it's going on. I mean, there's the huge population on the West Side, and there's some of the best restaurants, breweries. It's a scene.
Absolutely.
So absolutely makes sense.
Yeah, there's some great new restaurants over there. The Safari Grill, Prime and Wise Pies, Delish are all some new, really hitting restaurants on Yelp too. But Nicky V's is a perfect example of what's happening. People are going out there and saying, let's give the West Side more character, more personality. And I was actually wondering really quickly, Amber, have you ever checked in anywhere on Yelp?
No.
Do you know that you can check in at UPublic?
No kidding.
Yes, indeed. I will show this to you. You can do it really quickly. So here's a list of businesses, and right there at the top
There's
is
UPublic.
You're checking in, or
I'm
bring it up.
checked in.
And you can
UPublic
check
is
in.
where we are.
I checked into UPublic.
There you go.
I am here.
You can do this on the West
Wow.
Side, any business in
You're like
Albuquerque.
the mayor of UPublicville.
I really am here right now.
Yes, you
This
are.
is proof.
Yes.
So that's how
That's
you're going
cool.
to do it next Thursday,
Okay.
or show your Uber receipt. So should we try a little bit
Yeah,
of this
let's
beer?
go for it. Break it on.
All right.
Our director's threatening to come out here and drink it if we don't.
I don't know. It's not much of a threat if it's delicious.
I
Yeah.
love the pizza at
So what
Nicky
are we
V's
pouring
too,
again,
by the
Miss
way.
Scott?
This is actually
Yeah.
the one that just won at the fair. This is our undisputed IPA. It's actually it's not our first batch that we brewed. We took a little while to get it right. So, I mean, I'll pass these down. You guys are welcome to try them.
We always say, the morning brew isn't just for coffee.
Well, I was wondering what you guys were brewing when it said morning brew. So, depends. Is it coffee or is it beer today?
It's all right.
Either
That's
way.
Amber.
Yeah.
Well, they show the show at 10 o'clock at night, so we always think that beer would be a good
Would make sense, right?
All
cheers.
right. Salud.
Salud, amor y libertad.
What do you think?
Oh yeah, it's great.
Is that gold medal
Yum.
worthy?
Yes.
Stand up to
yes.
it? All right.
Nice and even.
Schuyler, congratulations.
It's got a nice mellow taste to it.
Yeah, it's really evenly balanced. It's real
Yeah.
solid. It's just pure, just real crisp, real clean.
Yeah,
real
it stops.
Clean taste. So that's kind of that's what we were going for. Is just that clean taste, nothing overwhelming, no gimmicks, nothing
I like beer
that.
with food. This would go with
Yeah.
Pizza
Mexican
and beer.
food. You could have this with fish. You
Yeah.
could have it with a steak, anything.
I love
Exactly.
that it
Goes across
doesn't
all
have
of those.
any bitterness whatsoever.
Right. It doesn't have that like linger to it.
Mm-hmm.
It just sticks with you. Like so you can have anything else. It pairs well with anything. It's great. I mean, this isn't just the only beer we have too. We just came out with a vanilla porter that we just took to Hopfest and premiered there. First time anybody's ever tried it. And Dark Side Brew Crew did a review on it, and one of them actually said that it was their favorite new porter of all time.
Nice.
So
Jeez.
it's we're just coming out of the gates and everybody's loving it. So it's really great for us that we're getting that kind of response from people. Actually, like hearing that they're loving it just that soon. It's like it's good to know, especially once you put in all that work, all that time. I remember actually when we were putting this thing together, I remember like I was there like lifting these big old things off the truck, trying to get these giant like tanks like through this tiny door, having to take the doors off the hinges and stuff just to fit them in and figure
To
this
make it
out.
work.
This is the result.
And this is the end result.
And
of
to
it,
produce
so.
something that's so excellent in a community with so much competition,
Yeah, exactly.
and to
like-
win, that's
Well, especially like he was saying, like it's just
Remarkable.
exploding, especially on the west side. There is so much competition. There's so many reasons to go other places. People want to check out like what's new and what's there. So we got to have a reason for people to come in. It's not just the beer; it's the atmosphere, it's the experience.
Wow.
And we really try to put that local feel into it. Like you know, everybody wants to be remembered. You know, you remember your face, remember your name, remember your bartender. You know, like the bartenders remember who you are.
And people
So
will
it's-
come to Albuquerque because we'll be known as a brew city, Albuquerque.
Yes.
There you
That's
go.
us, Albuquerque.
There you go.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
But it's a destination, you know, it's like Ian Anderson from the Albuquerque Business First was here, and he was saying that cities like Portland and other cities, they really have this vibrant, bustling beer community and culture. And that's really where a lot of the synergy is happening in business. So this could save us all.
You
Right?
know, people bike a lot in Portland, and I heard a great story about how people barter with beer. They bring beer around in a little pack on the bike, and you're like, you know, you run into a friend or someone that you want to do business with, and you're like, oh, by the way, why don't you try one of these? And they're like, here, try one of these. That would be a nice thing to see in Albuquerque someday.
Schuyler, thank you. That's a great way to wrap up our week on the show.
There you go.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
Isn't that what you
Schuyler.
want? Like a beer after work? You know?
Absolutely.
I already
Yes.
brought it to you. It's that much easier.
I like this guy.
I love you guys.
I meant to mention it goes great with one of your pizzas too. It would.
There you
This is
go.
a nice beer.
Next time I'll bring you guys in pizza. So.
Yeah, we'll do it. Howie, thanks. Always good
Thank
to
you.
see you. Howie Kaibel, community manager from Yelp, and you met Schuyler from Nicky B's and their new brew. And cheers to you, Amber.
Cheers, Lorenzo.
Thank you. Have a good weekend, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Enjoy.
Congratulations.
Salud.
Thank you.
See you Monday.